business now. Only for airline tickets. You own your own airline, don't you? You still own your own airline? Oh, they haven't taken that away from you yet, huh? No, good. I got the bag. Wait a minute, we gotta get a word. No! How did you do that?
I don't know. I have no idea. Who says there's not luck in football?
You are the man. One time, everybody, Donald Trump. Unbelievable.
Good evening, I'm back. I'm your host, Jack Remington of the Jack Remington NFL channel. This is a Super Bowl video, the last video of the year. I'm asking, don't be fooled by my pies in the face, my 3-0 weeks on the Fish Sangs, pregame.com, the Las Vegas Hilton Super Contest Simulator. This is the first year I've ever finished below 500. I don't have a script. I do got the DraftKings on here. I'm going to use as an example. This is my 4th best cash year ever. And you've been following the pregame.com. I've been posting on the halftime threads and the other threads I started. If you can piece it together, you can see that God's winning more than he's losing. And some of them I've actually middled several halftime games with certain placements where I've won both ends. That's the goal. And that's my goal, personally. How can I middle a game? Well, if this is Super Bowl, you can't middle it. I did have a guy that he called me. I haven't talked to him in over 11 years. I don't know how he got my number. I don't know if I gave it to him or not. Doesn't matter. So we got an hour to talk about football, my favorite hobby. That's his hobby. And we got to kicking around. He told me he had a ticket. He has a futures ticket that he made back in August. I forgot what the other games and stuff he on. And he even sent me the email on my cell phone, and I still have it. But the final leg of the ticket is he got the NFC winning the Super Bowl. So he's trying to ask me, how do you hedge this bet? So he's got a 2-teamer. He won the first leg. He's got NFC winning the Super Bowl. And he spent $200 on the ticket. And if it comes in, he's going to get 14.30, something like that, 14.10, 14 something. So when I told him, I said, well, you could take 400. That way, if you have a losing ticket, you'll get back 200, the cost of the ticket, and you went the other side. So you erase the 200 that you spent on the ticket, and you get back 400 if it's a loser. If your initial ticket's a winner, and you just take 14.20 or whatever it is, and deduct the 400, you're still going to get back 1,010. Okay, that's a good idea. Thank you, Jack. I felt kind of good about that. I did not tell him to try to get an alternate line and see if you can get a Kansas City, something you think might come in, and that's what I would do. I'll be looking for the best line, and I will wait till tomorrow to do it. I follow a lot of people on YouTube, and a lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages, a lot of emails. Watching Fezzik on the VIN thing, his sports show. He's a pretty good mathematician type guy, but better. Follow all the guys. I have not looked at the Wager Talk yet, but I've looked at everybody else. And Walter Football, Andy Isco. If you think of Mark Lawrence, I've looked at them all. John Gruden's picking the Chiefs. I don't like to go against him, but I went with him in Minnesota when I was sick, and they lost. You got to make up your own mind. That's the point I'm trying to make on this part of the video here. And I've made up my mind. I know who I like. And I like the Philadelphia Eagles. And let me tell you why. They picked up Saquon Barkley. That gave them a dimension that they didn't have last year or the years before. They were already a playoff team because they got two trenches, the offensive and defensive lines, and one of the best in the NFL. I know that the offensive line's not protected, hurts at times this year, but I think they will this time. They're hungrier. And they got better team speed. And just A.J. Brown, if he gets loose, if he's really healthy, he's ready to play, I'm not sure the Chiefs got anybody to cover this guy. Now, on the other hand, I know how good Kansas City is. I understand how good they have done an outstanding job building this dynasty team that's kicked the Patriots to the side. I know I keep bashing Andy Reid, and I don't care who gets mad at me for saying this, but Andy Reid had better teams with the Philadelphia Eagles all those years than he's ever had with the Kansas City team. Well, how can you say that? They never won anything. Well, that's because he's inept. Okay? But he's finally woke up, and I'm sure he made a deal with the Hunt family, whoever hired him to take over this Kansas City team. He said, look, you're going to get your coordinators. We'll get you Spags. We'll get you this guy on offense. You let them do their goddamn jobs. And I'm going to go, okay. And he is an agreeable, affable. The commercial, he takes the Mahomes fries. I mean, he's a likable guy. He's my age, too. He's not a fire and brimstone. He's not a Bill Belichick. My favorite coach is Bill Belichick. Sirianni he's one of the nerd coaches. You can see how he lets the team not be ready to play because Carolina almost beat them, and I made that risky. Matter of fact, the last bet I made before I got sick was that week where it was when they were playing Carolina, and I'm at the second half. I said, I got to go Eagles here on this money line. They covered by 2 points. I mean, the Carolina guy catches that ball, I lose big time. But he didn't catch it, or the Eagles stopped him. So, and then the rumor that will not go away, and I know I shouldn't be putting those in the Super Bowl video, put in the forum a few weeks ago, that when I had the Rams +6 again at Philadelphia in that snowstorm, they went 28-13 with 4.5 minutes to go. The Rams scored, and they got the ball back, and they're moving again. I know that the Eagles finally stopped them, but their defensive ship took on a lot of water. They looked vulnerable. And Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback. He still got some left. He wasted 12 his first good years in the NFL with the Detroit Lions when they were the you-know-what of the NFL. Cam Williams turned it around, but we're not here talking about Detroit Lions per se. I didn't double up when from Rams +6 to +6.5. I should have doubled up. Rams +7, double up again. Rams +7.5, do it again. I mean, that's what I've always done all my life. I didn't do it this time, and I thought the 6 was enough. Well, that's missed opportunity. But what I'm saying is that the Rams were less than 20 yards away from winning that game, stealing it from the Eagles. And the rumor that has not gone away, and no one's refuted it, and no one's denied it, that Jeffrey Lurie was headed down to the sideline. He was going to fire Sirianni on the spot. They lost that game. I mean, that's concerning. So Sirianni was the only coach in the playoffs, as far as I'm concerned, that was on the hot seat. He loses that game to the Rams, despite how good Matthew Stafford's. He's sneaky good. Despite how the Rams really put it together the second half of the season, they started 1-4. I think Jeffrey Lurie would have fired him on the spot. I had Baltimore Colt tickets when they fired Howard Snellenberger. Old man Ursi went down the field and fired him at halftime. I mean, I was there. I mean, I remember that. So it has happened in the NFL. You piss off these owners. You got to remember they're billionaires. Okay, they're used to being catered to and get their way. So now let's want to get our way, and we're going to take the Eagles. We're going to walk the plank. It has never had a three-peat. I said at the beginning of the year, I'm going to walk the plank with that. The Pirates got the cutlass in my spine. I got the blindfold on. Got the arms are tied up with the rind from the hogs on the ship for the feed. I got the eye patch on. I got the hat on, and I'm going to walk the plank. There will be no three-peat. The NFL did it to themselves, okay? Because when Pete Rozelle destroyed meritocracy in the NFL, he got tired of the Steelers and the Cowboys, and there were only 6 profitable teams out of the 28 teams they had back then. And they objected, but it's 6 versus 22, and the TV ad money. Well, we got to share it now. The Dallas Cowboys can't get all that money. I was young enough, I remember that, so it got zinged in my head, got etched in my brain. So the NFL did a lot of this to themselves by making it the teams really close to even, but the NFL had another problem. Well, every playoff game was a blowout because the team would exploit the weakness and they couldn't stop it. So what they do? The hell with the defenses, make it ring about offense. Move the goalpost back 10 yards, bring in a tuck rule for a quarterback, protect the quarterback. Just don't argue that in front of John Gruden. He's going to ask you if you're ready to throw down. The Raiders clearly had the Tom Brady beat in that playoff game. And I had the Raiders +3.5. I won by the hook. One of the few times I won against Tom Brady. I'm here to tell you, I'm willing to bet that this game will not be a blowout. I mean, I can see a decisive win. I can see either team being like 27-13 or 31-16 or even a 38-23. That's not really a blowout. I just think the Eagles have got Saquon Barkley. Oh, and by the way, the guy called me today. Hey, I went over Saquon Barkley's longest rush, 26.5 yards. I said, you got a loser. And what? Because he knows I'll never bet props. They're just fun bets. If you want to bet a prop, more power to you. How can you say Saquon Barkley and you're going to go under the 26? I said, well, it's paying better, right? What's that telling you? Okay. Yeah, well, he got the ball at his first run. He went 60 yards. Okay, that's Commander defense. Who's got the better defense, Washington Commanders or Kansas City Chiefs? Oh, I guess you got a point. Well, yeah, you didn't do your homework. You're going on past performance. You saw what you saw last week. That's how Vegas got built. Now, the Chiefs are good. I'm not completely dismissing the Jets. I had them against Buffalo last week. I changed my mind. I was going to, all in Josh Allen. I was going to buy that point and get up for 3.5. Yeah, I would have had a winner with the 3.5, but that's not the point. The point is, you're here to pick the winner of the game. Okay, you're not here to get fancy and do all this other stuff. I mean, I'll do that because that's how I am, trying to get these middles. But when you get in the postseason, you got to pick winners. You got to pick the winning team. You got to pick the winning side. If you can't do that, then you got the business being in this business. I may lose, but I'm not going to lose no more than $1,210. I can tell you that right now. Because that way I'm going to come away with something. I'm going to come away with at least $100 for my postseason bankroll. So I'm going to close this video out. Now, I know I rambled some, but I got to get going. I got to get the video out. I want to thank everybody for sticking with me, what you did. I'm sorry I missed several weeks. Bedridden with the flu, where my wife she would take care of me, get me some soup, get me some iced hot tea, make sure I got up, and take a shower, that kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, one part-time job, I haven't been back for almost 2 months. It wasn't fun. And my eBay business is falling to the dogs. But I'll work on that starting after tomorrow. Well, it's been fun for everybody, and you're getting me for free. I try to give you good advice. I try to give good information. The other guys won't tell you. Enjoy the game, but I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles. I know John Gruden took the Chiefs. All the big shots, a lot of big shots I've watched. They're all picking the Chiefs. But you make up your own mind. I made up my own mind. I think the Philadelphia Eagles is going to do it. I think everything's on the up and up. I think Hurts is hungry. There's people in the Philadelphia Eagles team that have never won a Super Bowl. They were on a team with Nick Nobody Foles beat my Tom Brady. They're hungry. Chiefs, they play with their food. That's the old saying. I heard Andy Isco say that. They're playing with their food, and they win by 2 points or 3 points. They kick a field goal. They block a field goal to win the game. That's the Chiefs style. That's a reflection on the coach I just told you about. Thank you, players. Good luck tomorrow. Enjoy the game. Try to do what I do. Make sure you come home with a profit. This is one time where I can say with confidence, do what I say, not as I do. Remember, 1% of your take-home income after taxes, and the only debt you have is your house. If someone told me that when I was 18 years old, I'd be king of the world. Donald Trump would be working for me. Thank you, players. See you next year.